every proud night, on every cradle, every white shroud, the feast begins. A single sting, a single gasp, and a screaming cry. Screaming out, screaming out, not rat-born, it crawls, it clings unseen, sworn, fleas in the furs, lice on the page, they are the heralds of kingdoms death. Plague-born, not rat-born, quiet betrayers inside the hole. Spare the hunted that run and freeze, for doom moves closer on crawling knees. Whiskey stream in a chipped white cup, dust on the frames, faces turned to rust. Suit in the closet, still stained from the war. Names I don't say anymore. Broken clock ticks like a distant shell, echoes of auras, the years I sold myself, stood on their filth to climb my own. Now I live up here, and I live alone. fortune admire. Now their birthdays blur into fading pyre. The phone never rings, and I let it be. I forged my own chains, then I swallowed the key. Every promotion, a funeral pyre. silent vow. The scars behind every smile. He feels the blade above her throat. Held there for 100 miles. He slams the book. His hands are shaking. Silence crashes like a wave. Open again. She screams in ink, and he can write into song. He cries out to a paper queen, bound in chapters he can't break. She bleeds in lines he'll never cross. Worlds apart, one soul awake. He roars her name into the night, but she is chained in printed dream. 'Cause to love a phantom life and bow before a paper queen. Why did fate carve you in letters? Why am I carved out of flesh? How can a shadow burn this vicious, branded beneath my chest? If I could tear through spine and margin, rip the cover, split the seam, I'd trade this life of rust and silence to die beside your final sin. He cries out to a paper queen, bound in chapters he can't break. She bleeds in lines he'll never cross. Worlds apart, one soul away. He speaks her name, one soul a night. His pages flutter like broken wings. He falls alone before the throne of his unreachable paper queen. Headlights carve a narrow tunnel through a sky that eats the stars. Gas gauge flirting with the red line. static buzzing from the scars. Map is just a crumpled old man on the seat beside the wheel. Every mile another question, every shadow feels too real. Lost on the road of never, midnight swallows every sign, alone with the growl of the engine and a voice that might be mine. If there's an end to this darkness, it's a place I've never known. Lost on the road of never, on a blacktop with no dawn. Milepost numbers run in circles, same dead tree, same broken fence. Radio dies into a blur, humming louder than the wheels. Rearview mirror shows an emptiness where the world should drag behind, but the curve keeps twisting nowhere, like a turtle in his mind. Lost on the road of never, midnight swallows every sign, alone with the growl of the engine and a voice that might be mine. If there's an end to this darkness, it's a place I've never known. Lost on the road of never, on a blacktop made of bone. Is this a road or a maze? Is this fear or faith gone crazed? He slams his fist on the dashboard. Hey, stares straight into his own eyes in the glass. The man is fading, pale and hollow, framed in chrome. Whispers, if this night is endless, maybe this road is my Lost on the road of never, midnight swallows every sign, alone with the growl of the engine and a voice that might be mine. If there's an end to this darkness, it's a space I've never known. Lost on the road of never, till the blackness claims the dawn. No fear, only rage. And comes eternal dawn. But I feel my doom, glory my curse. Death, I welcome you, power I taste. But I feel my doom, glory my curse. Death, I welcome you, power I taste. Staring at the glowing glass, plastic smiles and empty laughs. Every word a scolding lie. He feels the years behind his eyes. Leather jacket cracked and torn, painting from a distant star. Memories and stuff inside a drawer. Dusted around. He's a relic of a better age, heart still howling from a wilder stage. Let the timeline change, let the young obey. Bows out of this hollow parade. He won't kneel to the fashion cage, won't be tamed by the current craze. Raise a fist to the ring in fate, remain a relic of a better age. Late night bar, same crooked stool, same jukebox, different rules. Once it screamed like loaded guns, now it hums these tasteless songs. He hears echoes through the smoke, every chorus, every joke. Beer and sweat and broken strings, back when noise could mean something. He's a relic of a better age, heart still howling from a wilder stage. Let the timeline change, let the young obey. He bows out of this hollow parade. He won't kneel to the fashion cage, won't be tamed by the current craze. Raise a fist to the ring in fate, he'll remain a relic of a better age. On! He remembers flyer stapled to a crooked pole, walking in the street with a book inside his coat, hands holding on the hardcover, Every page an expected roar. Now they tell him to be small. Smooth the edges, play the role. He just laughs, drains his glasses. I'd rather fade than crawl. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Proud to be a relic of a better age. Fluorescent dawn in the war. Coffee stains on my coat. Clipboard, cold hands, protocol. Lines on a flat screen. Thinning hope. I press the pills and the prayers into a shaken palm. You stare straight through my promise, then slip beneath the calm. Now you haunt my rounds like a curse I wrote. Every chart a confession carved in bone. I can't scrub clean what I let go. You were under my knife, now you carve out my soul. Dead patient, my private hell. You came back when the heartbeat fell. Hear your breath in the vents, your footsteps in the tiles. You sign your name in fog glass, crooked letters, broken smile. My stethoscope on my chest, only finds a pounding dread. Your pulse is in the ceiling, your laughter in my head. Get out! Get out! Now you haunt my rounds like a curse I wrote. Every chart a confession carved in bone. I can't scrub clean what I let go. You were under my knife, now you carve out my soul. Dead patient, my private hell. You came back when the heartbeat fell. Scalpel sharp whisper right at my ear. You swore to save me, doctor, I'm still here. I stitch my eyes, but you bleed through every blink, a burning room. I hear the flatline sing your name over and over and over again. Now you haunt my rounds like a curse I wrote. Every chart a confession carved in bone. I can't scrub clean what I let go. You were under my knife, now you carve out my soul. Dead patient, drag me down to the ward 6 floors below. Dead patient, my private hell. You came back when your heartbeat White coat, red hands, I walk the night alone. But every shadow on the gurney stands up and calls me home. Metal bunk, concrete breath, midnight buzzing in the vents. You tracing cracks on the cinder block like they're continents. You say freedom's just a story they tattoo on your brain. You can walk outside for years and still drag a chain. I stare at my hands, orange sleeves, old blood stains. I was caged long before this place. I mumble in shame. We got 4 walls, open sky in our heads, locked doors, but the that broken street, I stare at the flicker of a hallway light. Then I'll be in this prison till I tell myself I'm right. We got four walls, open sky, and our heads locked doors. But the past, what we dread, you say you're free 'cause you finally stop running. I say I'm trapped in the moment it happened. Four walls, open sky, and our minds. If mercy ever walks us dark and don't, maybe these same old bars will feel more like coming home. Brittle hands, dust breath, ink stained veins, he limbs through iron shells. Like catacombs of paper graves, moonlight in the skylight, on cracked, forgotten spines. He feels his pulse grow quieter with every turning He locks the oaken entrance, hangs up the rusted key. Mouth-shaped silent titles, memorized a liturgy. Names of dead philosophers fall like dirt upon his tongue. Each whisper like a candle guttering one by one. Let me die among these pages. Let my blood mark every word. If this heart must split to silence, let it echo through this world. When my flesh returns to cinders, bind my bones inside the stacks. I will haunt these crumbling margins till the final language cracks. His knees fall by the endless maps of kingdoms long erased. Finger tracing shattered borders where his trembling breath is placed. He coughs a streak of crimson across the monarch's faded throne. Every empire ends in footnotes. Every king reads here alone. Let me die among these pages. Let my blood mark every word. If this heart must split to silence, by their names.
Take my sight, take breath and marrow. Leave this memory,
Leave this mind, let the dark devour my body, but spare the stories left behind. Spare the stories.
let me die among these pages. Let my blood mark every word.
If this heart must split to silence,
Let it echo through this world.
when my flesh returns to cinders, bind my bones inside the stacks. I will haunt these crumbling margins
Till the final language His head rests on an index lantern and day.
embers flame,
One last sigh between the volumes.
and the silence closes light pours.
to my ribcage. Ink scars bloom on my desk. Crumpled notes like dead birds dropping my back. When the last bell rings for one, no one hears the echo fall. I become a shadow, pressed flat against the wall. If tomorrow never comes, would they even speak my name? I draw the final silence across my throat of shame. Rain on the football ground, stupid trampling my thoughts. After fogging the windows, I ain't alone in the parking lot. Home is a locked, shadow bedroom, curtains stitching out the sun. I stare at my own reflection mount. I wish I was no one. When the last bell rings for one, no one hears the echo fall. Life becomes a shadow, pressed flat against the wall. If tomorrow
steel through the vaulted dark. Every question a spark in the library air. If the script is read, then why do we still choose? If the road is empty, why do we still move? You shout, we are actors on a stranger's stage. I roar, then I'll set the boards ablaze. Oh yeah. Meaning in the struggle, meaning in the scars. We carve our questions into passing stars. If all we are is falling, let the falling be a dive. If nothing waits to crown us, we are the meaning of this strife. We are the meaning of this strife. Two hoarse throats in the echoing hall, debating the answer becomes the answer to it all. Chalk dust on his battle coat, midnight coffee, hands that shake, numbers crawl across the board like dragons he has yet to slay. Books lie open, margins scarred, proofs like ruins in his mind. Every path he thought was clear breaks apart, then realigned. He draws a circle inside a circle inside a circle. They never meet. The silence answers.
prayer, cracked and perfect, needing more. Ghosts of teachers, older wars, proof that fell and proof that stood. Every failure, every scar feeds the hunger in his blood.
He splits the symbol inside the symbol, inside the symbol again, again,
Until the chaos shows its cadence, a hidden spine beneath the flood of pain. Fractals in the furnace, burning at the edge of thought. He's screaming at the infinite for one clean line to cut the knot. Fractals in the furnace, patterns dancing just too far. He reaches through the blinding glare to track down one reluctant scar.
He whispers, if this breaks me, let it break me clean.
Hands raw from the chalk and strain, eyes on something no one else has seen. One last symbol shifts and opens like iron doors that finally give way.